WayofFlowingTime here, bringing to you another episode of EEPower. So I did a few things since last episode. One of them thoroughly screw up node production because, well, I broke the other one so I could put this one in place. But it only has, well, I wanted to have an energized node that had a lot of Terra on it, because these things, frankly, run on Terra, and I was trying to make a much faster system, because chaining these together, it takes a lot of time. The speed is not related directly to the fact that it has Terra, more like the fact that actually, that's interesting. I'll talk about this in a second. It's more related to the fact that, well, let's just say it might be a good idea to have a lot of Terra flowing through here. Now this thing, it's energizing, I just realized that now, is because this V-stone is slowly getting energized while I'm near the V-relay. And that is because it sees that I have an active thing that wants recharging, and therefore recharge it. Now, if I hold a wand in my hand, it'll recharge it, though indirectly because it goes through the V-stone first, and then blah blah blah, sciencey stuff, blah blah blah. Okay, so that's one thing. Another thing is I completed, well, almost completed my Thaumcraft room. I got some Nitor that's acting as balancers as well as my primary, or rather my only light source here. Also have the candles that are working down here with a bit of Nitor. I'm gonna eventually change this grass floor to a better floor and actually put some floor in here because, well, truncating is not the best thing to do. Sometimes you just have to floor it. Okay, and if we actually look at the outside of this building, unfortunately it is raining, so you won't get the full magnificence of it. Let's go over here. Here's the outside of the building. Let's jump, and you can see that we have some nice structures that are holding it up. Sorry, I just like the aesthetics of this building. Got some structures that are kind of sidings over the candle room. Then we have the building. I went for a semi-Japanese structure. That's what the struts over here are. And then it connects pretty well with the rest of the building. Though it's hard to tell without even more of the building connected, because frankly, that's only one room. Then we have the room over here. Oh, one other thing I forgot to mention, or rather didn't get to yet, is that I'm making another super node over here. It's only a normal node. Actually, did I even scan this thing? I don't think I scanned this. It'd be lovely if I got all of the research points. Yeah, I'll get to you eventually. It'd be lovely if I got all the research points in it, because this is a not pre-scanned node. Or at least I think it's not a pre-scanned node. Gonna have to try. Ha! It wasn't. And I got a lot of research points. Well, let's actually get started on this episode. First of all, I'm gonna have to make sure that it's not raining for this, because it's a pain in the ass. And then we'll actually get started. Now, what I want to do for this episode is I want to start actually getting my applied energistics base part working. Thankfully, I don't have any GregTech machines, so I don't have to worry about any sort of water that will seep into my system, but it will eventually be aesthetically pleasing enough, but we're going to have to work a bit. Let me clean up my inventory. I might need to keep this on me for hashtag reasons. Then I will get back and start a bit of magic with science. Now, one of the obvious things we're going to need is to get an energy system back up and running at our base to be able to actually do some stuff. Now, I'm going to leave most of the energy stuff here, since quite frankly we're going to still need to have our iron production and all the other refinery tools staying here until I can move them to a dedicated area in the base. Now, I want to keep things as compact as possible, so we're probably going to do a row method. However, we are going to need to make this stuff yet again. We're going to need a lot of reinforced thingamabobbers, which obviously means we need more doohickeys, and that is going to require more whatchamacallits. So let's put the doohickeys in the whatchamacallits to get the... I don't even know where I'm going with this. We're probably going to need a bit more nether quartz. I want to make a bunch more reinforced tanks. However, we're going to need a few things for that. I think we have copper in here. Yes, we do. I want to make as many tanks as I can. How much... we only have a 4-to-1 ratio. That's not the best in the world. At least I can make one more tank because I'm gonna need to... This is a question, or a quandary rather. Do I keep the fuel here, or do I keep the fuel over there and ship some back? So do I refine it over there, or do I... You know what? I'm gonna refine it over there. I'm gonna have in that base, one floor is gonna have all the energy production, at least what I wanted to do, but we'll segment it off so that we'll have the stuff that we need to easily access, i.e. all of the peripherals such as our applied energistics stuff, is going to be at the forefront of the base, and the other stuff such as all the energy production, etc., is going to be near the back of the base, where we are going to basically have, well, the energy production. Let me get one more thing up. Actually, let's see. What's the use of this? We need to make Enderium. And to make Enderium, we need to pulverize... We need to get a resonant ender bucket with shiny metal, silver dust, tin, and more tin. And we need pyrotheum, which needs blaze powder, which I don't think we're in any sort of position to make. Actually, we might be. Ooh. Okay, so I guess I know one system that I want to make later. Okay, let me fill this tank with oil, then I'll go refine a bunch. I'll keep the refinery here for now. Then I'll move a few energy producers back at the main base. Then we'll get started with the fun stuff. Well, relatively speaking. Okay, so here's the plan. I have this fuel, and I have this oil, and I'm going to use this to make a bit more fuel with the oil. This is obviously going to drain quite a bit of energy. Now, I'm going to take this fuel, and actually what I'm going to need, obviously, is one of the conduits. Do I even have any other conduits left? Come on. Conduit. You'd think I have a lot of fluid conduits left over, but it uses quite clear glass, so that's easy enough to make. Let's just make a lot of them as well. I have a whole surplus of stuff, and I have a feeling we're gonna need to use a lot of them soon enough. Blarg? Blarg. This is why I'm interested in getting the applied energistics down, and I'm kind of surprised why I was slacking so long, considering. Okay, we'll have that fluid there, and this will be our fuel, and let's see. We have 32 buckets, 128 buckets. I'm thinking I'll bring a 32 bucket with me, and I'll also fill another 32 buckets for the lulz. I think might as well fill that. Eventually I'm gonna fill the 128 with fuel to bring it here. However, that's going to be a while away since, well, I need to while everything away. Now, I'm pretty sure if I were to break one of these, I will get all the contents back. Ooh, we already have 6 buckets. So, which one do we not need? We'll take you and the one after you. Actually, let's... Gotcha. Okay, good. Everything in order. And this does require water, so we'll need to bring water source with us, so I'll need to make an aqueous accumulator, then I'll bring the fuel with me as well, and we're also going to need to make a few more capacitors, maybe like a huge bank of capacitors. So I think what I'll do in the meantime is grind up... Actually, do I have to use coal dust, or can I use charcoal dust to get what I need? Ooh, I can use charcoal. That's actually probably not what I need. Okay, uses of you. Obviously, I need to make this. Coal dust, pulverized coal. Coal dust, pulverized coal. Not this. Okay. So I'll quickly get some coal since we need to pulverize that stuff. And then I'll probably sacrifice a few ammules. Yes, I'll sacrifice a few ammules, if you please. And then we'll start segmenting this. Okay, as you can see here, this is going to be my applied energistics 2 area, so I'll have the terminal here. Eventually I'll move this mega node somewhere else, but that's going to be when I have my teleposer tech, which is not going to be for a while, but at least I can deal with this stuff. In fact, I can just use this to not see them in the meantime. However, that's going to be something else. So, and also this thing is going to need to be covered with facades and other blocks, so we're going to need to produce a few of those. So let me get an aqueous accumulator, a few of those other things, then I'll be back and we can set this stuff up. Not much LP. Okay, so that's no consequence at this moment, so let's see. We're going to need to get the water cooling, and then we're also going to need to have our... actually, now that I think of it, let's check our conduit options. There is one, however, I don't think we're at this... definitely not. Okay, we'd need vibrant alloy to be able to make this, so we're far away from that. The ender fluid conduits, your instant fluid teleportation, which allows multiple fluids in a single conduit. However, that's not something we're going to be able to do. So we're going to have to stick with what we have. So what I think we're going to have is water here. It's going to just passively create water, and that isn't going to do. We're going to want to actually make some water of our own accord. Now, I don't think they actually have to be directly across from each other. I think just at the edges is fine, as long as there's a method for infinite water creation. It's good. Okay, so it's outputting that side, so what we'll have is... we'll have it this way. So the water will go straight across, I think. Then again, that would mean that we can have the machines here, and then we'll have maybe, okay, so we'll have our fluid, like this stuff over here, and they'll basically sit there, look pretty. We can have the service direction this way, and that'll basically be good. Okay, so we'll have that as our fluid, and then we'll have this here as well. But that's not going to be connected here, so I think we're going to have this. We'll connect that, disconnect that, and there. And this is going to get very unpretty for a bit since we are not able to work with everything that we want right away, but we'll have the fuel go out this way, and we'll also have the energy conduits go this way as well. So that we'll basically be able to bring everything to capacitor bank. And I'm thinking that the capacitor bank will sit here once we get that. We're going to need to grind up everything to be able to do that. However, I do think we have a few capacitor banks, like the one over there. We'll bring that over here and just have a wall of capacitor banks. And this, a two-way for... I cannot even word. I'm suffering from a burnt tongue, so it's like every small little action I do goes like, this is annoying, and it's kind of bothersome, I must say. But, oh well, that's something that we're going to have to live with for now. So, combustion generator we have here, and we also have one here. This obviously needs a bit of water, though I think they come with their water. That's good. And we'll put that there. Now we have fuel access. We have water access now. And here's our fuel. So everything's fueled up. We'll get all the RF we need. Eventually we'll move to a better system. However, this is good for now. And then we'll just slap on our energy conduits for everything to be spirited away. I'm thinking, like I was thinking before, I know, a horrible process of mine, horrible habit rather. We'll have all the input power go into here, so the capacitor banks will start, I'm thinking, here. We'll have the capacitor banks lining up here, protruding a bit, probably have some sort of good configuration. I know that the output that it can, well, push out is dependent on the number of capacitor banks there are. So the more we have, the merrier will be. Speaking of, ooh, I hope nothing actually fell in there. That would have been really annoying. I have all the chaos I can manage right now. Okay, so I needed to grind up a bit of coal. Let me do that quickly. I believe I do have some coal in here. This will be enough. And I did manage to find some 12 dust for me to make into gold. So that was good. I think I have some more gold nuggets. No, I don't. Okay, so let's make those capacitor banks. And it's going to be a long and annoying process of creation. Hooray! Oh, that's just mean. That is just mean. When was that changed? It needs gold. It needs gold to make, and I don't have much gold. Gold is at a premium for me right now. Double-layered capacitors require 2 energetic alloys each, which requires a gold each, redstone and glowstone, though that's a material right now. That's interesting. I'll look at that later. So I need a total of 8 gold, and then I need a gold ingot also for 2 of them, so that's 12 gold. And that's pretty much just for 1 capacitor bank, which I don't really have the funds for. So what I'm thinking I'll do is just use the capacitor bank that I have now as a temporary measure. However, we're going to have to find a more permanent solution. Well, I need to get some sort of mining operation quickly, because this is ridiculous. I know I could easily enough. Well, this stuff is immaterial. I can't actually use it. It's not going to be good. It's going to be a drain on my reserves. I don't actually have any gold anywhere else. So I will have to go on a mining expedition at some point, or manage to get my act together and get a good, dedicated, big system for all of the mining that I need. Or get incredibly lucky with the vein. That works too. Okay, I think it's time that we actually move this system, since we are finally getting this in a much better... You know what would be good? Actually having space for junk for a change, you know? Like the good old days. Don't have to carry around so much junk with you wherever you go. You could just pick everything up. No, that's not even possible. No, don't even think of that. That is an outlandish thing that you are proposing. Actually having space for stuff. Ugh, the nerve of some people. So obviously we're going to have a temporary conduit output, but it's going to eventually move. So we have to figure out, where do we want all of our... Well, obviously, we're going to need 2 things. One is obvious access to the stairs. So I'm thinking that we'll basically set it out so that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... we'll just have this walled off. No, we'll have this walled off. So everything past this point is going to be stuff that we are not able to see. So that makes it a lot better looking if we actually have to come up here, like doom 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 doom, and access the thing from here. So if we put this here and this here, that'll actually look good once we actually get everything going. Good. Okay, so obviously the nodes will change position later on. So we'll have the ME disk drive here temporarily. And we'll have the actual disk here. We're going to need a few more disks. Thankfully, the recipe for this isn't as archaic as it used to be, though we'd still need gold for it. However, that's something that is not too bad considering. And I'm guessing... Well, this is going to be our storage room, so I'm thinking what we can easily do is have it so that, well, easily enough. Just have it like an array of things over here, then we can access it. Anyways, I'm overcomplicating things at this stage in the game. No point doing that. So let's see. Going here, we'll have the energy acceptor, and it'll go out over here, and we'll just access that. Okay. I think it has to be directly powered for it to actually stop the energy. Let's actually test that theory. First of all, we're going to have to actually put all the conduits down, so no point jumping the gun right now. Then we'll bring this over here. Easy enough, yep. Oh, that would have been bad. Yep, would have been a creepy situation if a creeper would have came there, which is not exactly fun times. Did I see a yellow X up there? Thankfully, no. I saw a slime attempt to commit suicide, though. Suicide is bad. And now you're drowning yourself. Might as well help a good slime out. Hi! I see you need help with something. Allow me to grace yourself with my presence. And obviously that's not going well. Okay, so there we have access to everything that we need. This is probably draining quite a bit of energy. I'm actually not sure. About 6 RF a tick. This is generating 0 RF a tick. It says a maximum of 6 RF a tick, so basically one of these generators would be going all the time. When you think of it, that's not a good thing. Or this just feels weird that the maximum that this combustion generator is able to make is 6 measly RF a tick. Oh well, I can choose better things, like a bigger reactor. That's gonna be something. However, we don't really need that sort of stuff. Anyways, so are we able to put this down such that this thing will not actually... Would have been a good idea if I kept my useless sigil on hand so that I'd be able to access this. Okay, so in out, let's say active with signal. So right now it is currently inactive. So just go through all of its storage. Just have to wait. Let me do some operations that will speed up its inevitable demise. There we go. Then if I couldn't actually hear it. Okay, so if we step here, nothing obviously happens. Okay, I can remedy that easily enough. What I think I'll do is temporarily put a redstone torch there. And we'll obviously need to change the polarity of our system once we get this going. So redstone torch here, so that it's powering it. So if we access it, we can see that it's working. Then if we access it, we'll say active without signal. Get rid of this in the process. Then go up. Okay, I want to access stuff. I'll just step here. And hooray, okay, it does work. Now obviously this is kind of sad because I have to go here. Let me just move this over, then I think we're good. Actually, one moment. This actually reminded me of something that I haven't played with for a long time, and I'm sure many people haven't either. So let's get this out of the way. It's Project Red. Project Red is a Red Power remake, and I will say remake because it is basically remaking a lot of things. However, there are a few things that are not so good. Now I'm wondering, I believe we do have blue power in this pack. So if we check, I might be wrong on this. In fact, I am actually wrong on that. Okay, so we'll go with red power. Project Red. So we have a few insulated wires, but what I want is this. So we need to smelt red iron compounds, which basically means that we take a lot of redstone. And I do mean a lot. Oh my goodness, this is a lot. Then we smelt this up in our smelting apparatus of our choice, which I suppose I'll use the things over here since it's nice and quick. How are you doing, my good sir? Oh, you're good. Thank you. So we got our red alloy ingots, and using the power of crafting and hammering with our bare hands, we managed to make a red alloy wire. Now if we bring this over here, I'll put this here, and we can basically place it like normal redstone. It'll receive redstone pulses as such. Break, 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 but it can also be hung on sides and walls. So if we bring this up, it might be able to power this directly. So if we see this is on, we'll access this so that it's always active with a signal. And let's wait a bit. Obviously this is going to take a while because there's still energy being siphoned. Just do a bit of random transactions. Now I'm stuck with a bunch of Certus quartz. Isn't that dandy? But no matter. I can power up this terminal and everything's good. There we go. That is great. And we do have a bit of red alloy left over for later. So we can probably stylize this wall as we see fit. In fact, I'm pretty sure that there are cable facades. Cable facades, obviously that's not it. So how do we make facades? We need a cable anchor, which is basically taking an ingot and a quartz knife. That should be easy enough. So quartz knife, that's iron, Certus quartz. I think we have an abundance of Certus quartz. In fact, I know we do. So let's actually make the stuff here. We got this, this, and this. So we got one quartz knife. And with this quartz knife, we'll cut up this. No, we need a tin to be able to cut off. Okay, so I think I actually do have tin here. Let's get that back. Tin, tin, tin. Here we go. Let's make a few cable anchors. And we'll combine them with this and make some cable facades. Now, I'm pretty sure this is multi-part, so if I click there, there we go, it's flush. Now, I don't think this actually works with the red alloy, so I'm going to attempt to do it. No, it doesn't. I think it is a multi-part, so I'm going to have to check whether I can actually make a facade to put onto it, though I highly doubt it. So we're probably going to have to refine our redstone engineering to be able to actually do this in any sort of understandable fashion. Actually, it's right there, right? Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, forge microblocks. We have ourselves a recipe. Obviously, these are kind of a bust. Ow! Let's put them in a bust chest. Ugh. Man, it gets me every time, and I'm sick and tired of it. See? Sick and tired of it. Anyway, so I need to get a few sticks. Stone tool rods. Hopefully it works. If it doesn't, I won't be happy. There we go. Iron saw. And if we combine an iron saw with a few bricks, hopefully it'll actually be good. Let's grab the bricks from here. I feel like I'm standing a little close. However, this is all I can do at the present time. Let's combine this here. So we got slabs, panels, might as well get all those, and covers. Now these covers should be able to go on a forged microblockable material. So if we actually check, and which it seems like it's the case, we can place these on the Project Red cables and basically cover them. So this means that the thing that I want to do mainly, let's get that off here, is I can put this here. This is going to be where the pressure plate is. I'll put these back here. You can cover those up. Don't think I actually need anything specific there or there, so I'll just do that. Get these things back and check that I made an obvious mistake. There we go. Ta-da! It works like a stupid system that I managed to make in, well, very quickly. So now what I want to do is start working on the other parts of applied energistics, and the main thing that I want to work is on the auto crafting nature of the mod, because that has drastically changed, and I'm going to really need to do a bit of research on that. We have the crafting monitor, which is obviously something that we're going to want to look into. Crafting unit, I'm pretty sure we're going to need. However, it's going to need a lot of gold, and we're going to need to go on a big mining run. But now that I think of it, is there a method to actually, like, divine stuff out of the ground? I know that there was a divining rod in equivalent exchange. That's actually what I modeled my ritual diviner off of. However, I don't think any mod has replicated that functionality. Basically, you could click on the ground, and using a bit of energy, EMC was the currency in the game, you could figure out how much stuff, or rather what the value of the stuff you were looking at was. So if you right click down and check, and it has like a huge amount of EMC, it means that there's possibly diamonds there. Though obviously that's not something that's in here now. Alas. Okay, let's see. Can we do anything else in the time that we have? Be right back. And it seems that we managed to run out of time basically just setting up our applied energistics in a non-retarded fashion. We managed to get our stuff moved. However, we also realized that we are thoroughly equipped for the vast natures of stuff that we need. We did manage to get this stuff up and running, and thankfully I'm happy with the Thaumcraft area. Though I'd like to set up a few more of these things and have a dedicated Thaumcraft room. But what I think I'm going to do is basically map out in this base what I'm going to want and what each thing is going to be. So obviously I'm going to have my energy production this wall, have my energy bank here, then I'll have a bunch of wire lattices going to the applied energistics. It will probably be this section. Then I'll move all of my actual crafting stuff over from over there and over here, maybe link it up with some applied energistic stuff, which is getting more and more expensive, and hopefully actually do it in a sane, non-retarded way. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode of EEPower. If you like what you see, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to future episodes. WayofTime here, signing off. Have a wonderful day.